Okay, guys, now that we've completed discussion board 2, I want to take a minute to go over the rubric with you because I think there still might be some confusion. I'm Amanda Criswell, and I'm the instructor that is responsible for grading your discussion board posts. And so I think the rubric is something very important for you to understand because I'm extremely analytical. So I will literally count out the errors that you have in there, and I will come straight to this rubric and say, okay, it fits in this category, and that's the points you're going to get assigned for it. So you can use this thing to calculate exactly what your score will be. So on this first slide, let's talk about the APA reference and the spelling and mechanics piece of it. First, on the APA reference, your book is cited about 5 times throughout this course. It's in the syllabus and it's in the sample paper. There is no reason whatsoever you should not be citing your textbook correctly. So if you are still getting feedback that your text is cited incorrectly, go back to one of those 2 places and see the difference so you can know how to cite it correctly and you won't lose those points anymore. The other big confusion I think that we get with APA formatting is about in-text citation, and it mainly comes when you have a direct quote. So you remember the same components have to be in there when you have a direct quote with the addition of the page number that you got it from. If you have a page number, then it should be a direct quote, and therefore you should have quotation marks. You also want to make sure you're paying attention to the punctuation within your parentheses. So it should be, for example, Hood, the last name of the author, comma, the year, 2014, comma, P period, and then the page number. And that's what it should look like if you have a direct quote. So that's APA, that's pretty cut and dry. The spelling and mechanics now seems to be the piece that's getting a lot of you. Again, no reason for this. Grammarly is free to all students. All you have to do is go log in and start a Grammarly account with your UMC email address, and they will not charge you for it. And it works just like a spell check does in Microsoft Word, only it will pick up all of the problems with your sentences. It'll tell you about periods, it'll tell you about hyphens and passive and active tense. It'll tell you when your sentences are too wordy. All of those things that make good professional writing, it's going to pick up and let you know that it's there. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, when I grade your papers, I copy and paste them straight into my Word so that Grammarly will pick up your errors. So all of those errors that you're getting there, you would not have if you would utilize Grammarly. If you need any help figuring that out, send me an email, acriswell@umc.edu, or you can text me, and my number is listed in the page. That phone number associated with my name is my cell phone, so feel free to text me as well if you need it. Okay, and then finally, well, before we leave this, let me just make sure that you understand why this is important. You remember that your philosophy paper is a huge percentage of this grade. It's 40% of the grade in this class is your philosophy paper. This is your practice for writing. So it's here that we have to correct your problems before you submit that philosophy paper, where you get 40% of your grade from the writing that you produce. And that's really what the function of the philosophy paper is, to see how well you write, to see if you can write. So begin practicing that as you go through your discussion boards. Okay, now on to the last thing that we're going to talk about. This time we seem to have some confusion about what you should be posting in your response posts. Again, it's very, very analytical, very cut and dry. I'm a black and white type person. So if you look at number 1, it says, tell me about a time you did not communicate effectively that resulted in an unfavorable outcome. Most of you got that. That's what I'm looking for. Tell me about the time that something bad went wrong or something happened or could have happened. Number 2 is where we had some trouble. The typical response of a student in a response post, they like to say things like, I agree, you did a good job, and that's all great. I think that's a great way to start the conversation, but it's supposed to be a conversation, so you have to add something to it. Adding to it does not mean that's exactly what I would have done. Adding to it means adding a piece. And so because that's a challenge, I try to give you something to add. So you don't have to come up with an arbitrary thing to add. I give you something. So here we see, viewing the outside situations suggest, right there, suggest an additional therapeutic technique that may have improved the end result. So again, the primary post we know was a problem. The student did not communicate effectively because that was the assignment. They had to post a time. They did not communicate effectively. Therefore, the response post there has to be an opportunity for improvement there. You're just suggesting one of the therapeutic techniques that you learned in your reading that might have improved the end result of it. So that's what I got to say about discussion boards this week. They're all posted. I'm not going to grade the next set of discussion boards until Monday. So if you don't like the grades you got on this one, you might want to go back and look at number 3. And like I said, I won't look at them till Monday, so you have a couple of days if you find something you want to correct. Anytime you have questions, feel free to call or email me. I'll be happy to help you out. And I hope this helps some. Thanks. Y'all have a great day.